Welcome to the evening episode of Toothy Trivia. I'm your host, Emma, and I hope you had an awesome day. I'm going to tell you about another show by Podcast Playground while you floss and get your toothbrush ready, so go ahead and get started with that. Wacky News is hosted by Jackson and Dylan. They are kids just like us, and each episode, with the help of the Wacky News machine, they bring us a cool news story from around the world that is actually interesting to kids, not boring adult news. Each episode also has a number of kid-friendly wacky jokes that are sure to make you giggle. If you subscribe to Wacky News, you will always get the latest episodes and can impress your friends with cool stories and funny jokes on the bus, at school, during lunch, or whenever you want. Just go to podcastplayground.com to learn more about and subscribe to Wacky News. Now it's time to get those teeth of yours brushed. Are you ready? Let's go! Today's trivia theme is crayons. Nowadays, the Crayola labels are applied by machine, but for the company's first 40 years, that technology didn't exist. Employees and farm families had to hand-roll each and every label. Emerson Moser was a senior crayon maker with Crayola for 35 years before he decided to let the press in on a fun fact. He was colorblind. Moser said his color blindness wasn't severe, but he did have trouble telling the difference between slight differences in colors. He molded over 1.4 billion crayons for the company before retiring in 1990. Crayola asked him to donate his wax-covered work boots for their Hall of Fame. In 2006, the company launched a line of Silly Sense crayons and markers intended to appeal to the kinds of people who had been big fans of the Garbage Pail Kids in the 80s. One crayon was dubbed the Booger Buster, another was called Alien Armpit. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the pencil sharpener that belched. That isn't the first time Crayola found a very unique way to excite buyers. In 1994, the company released a line of food-scented crayons called Magic Scent. The crayons came in coconut, cherry, and licorice, but by July 1995, Crayola had taken them off the market. Parents worried that kids would eat them, so brown, for example, went from smelling like chocolate to smelling like dirt. And that wasn't the only time Crayola had to take action to prevent its customers from doing something not so bright with their crayons. In spring of 2014, Crayola had to issue a statement warning consumers not to use their colored pencils as eyeliner. Why would they do that? It turns out several beauty bloggers had talked about using them as a cheap option instead of expensive makeup. And you're done. Weren't those 2 minutes easy? And don't forget to go to podcastplayground.com and subscribe to Toothy Trivia so you can get every episode and never rush your brushing again.